Hey, it's Mike, and today I want to do a video on how to handle a market sell-off because we're going through a market sell-off right now. And so a lot of people ask me, like, what should I do? Should I sell everything? Should I buy stuff? So I just want to go through, what I personally do every time there's a market sell-off. So, market sell-offs are a natural part of the bull cycle. They happen. They usually happen a couple of times a year. They're always very scary. And at their worst, they make you want to sell everything and stay out of the market. It's usually at that point the stock market bottoms and then moves back up really violently, and then you end up kicking yourself because you sold all your stock and now they're all going up, and you pretty much if you would have just hung on to the market, you would have not lost anything. So just realize that market sell-offs can happen at any time. There's very rarely a warning signal. Sometimes you just get bad news in the markets. There's a problem, there's geopolitical tension, and all of a sudden the market sells off 5 to 10%. And if you are in a lot of small cap stocks, that means your portfolio can sell off 20 to 30%. So, that's why I've said before, market sell-offs can scare people into selling their positions. That happened to me when I started out as a new trader. Anytime there was a market sell-off, I would sell all my stocks, and then I would watch the market bottom and V-shaped recovery come back up, and then I'd have to buy everything back at an even higher price than when I initially had it. So I just learned, just stay in the market, just don't panic and sell. So therefore, you should have a plan. So this is the plan that I suggest, a simple 3-step process. So always arrange your portfolio so you can sleep at night no matter what happens next. So the fact is, if the market begins to sell off and you're worried you have too much risk or more risk that you're willing to accept, means you probably have too many small cap stocks, you have too many penny stocks. You have to be, if you have a portfolio that's 100% small cap stock, you have to be prepared to have a drawdown of 80%. Because if you're willing to have a portfolio that could double in 1 year, then you have to have a portfolio that could literally go down 80% in 1 year. So if you can't handle that level of drawdown, then just sell off some of your small cap stocks and get into something safer. The Dividend Aristocrats, NOBL, that's a really great play if you want something a little conservative. The Diamonds, DIA, that's the Dow 30 ETF. You can look at your standard, your Walmarts, AutoZone, those are pretty safe. The consumer staples ETFs, all those could just make you sleep a little better at night if you're worried about big fluctuations in the market. So, like I said, if you worry about your portfolio, then you definitely have too much risk. So diversify your portfolio and determine how much drawdown you're willing to handle, and that'll make you feel better anytime there's a market sell-off. So number 2, when the market sell-off, have a plan to buy stocks that you want that are now on sale. So a lot of the messages that I get when the market was moving up was, man, I wish I could buy this stock, but it moved up so fast, I don't want to buy because it's too expensive. And then when the market moves down, I get messages like, should I sell everything? And you have to be counterintuitive. Like when the stock market does move up, if you notice that one of your stocks is a really large part of your portfolio, then you want to sell a little bit of that so you can rebalance your portfolio. And then when the market sells off, you have a list of stocks that you say, hey, when this stock falls 10, 20%, I'm going to buy it. And so just have your list ready. So you don't see the market sell off as a time to worry, but as a time to grab your opportunities. So, market sell-offs usually bounce back pretty quickly and pretty violently. And that's why I say you want to go ahead and buy right away. Don't wait for the bottom. Don't try to catch the bottom. Just my rule of thumb, if a stock I like falls 5% in less than 10 trading days, I buy it. Also, to that point, I don't recommend shorting the market or shorting a stock. And that's shorting is best for people who do it for a living. People who short, when the stock market is doing really well, it's a whole other skill set. They're looking for stocks that are broken, but people don't know it yet. They're looking for companies that are doing something fraudulent, or for companies that have a problem that no one else can see. It's a whole other skill set, and you can't be good at buying stocks and selling stocks. You really can't be. It's like being a good two-way, like being good at offense and defense at football. It's a whole different specialty. I've done it very, 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 very little. Very little that I've shorted the market, and it's just a whole other skill set. So I just don't recommend it, especially if you're just starting out. Like I said, shorting is a entirely different skill set than buying stocks. And finally, when in doubt, just ignore the market. Sometimes it's best to turn off your computer and do not watch. Not watching your portfolio is the best thing to do. Sometimes I do that. It's a little harder now that I cover stocks every day on YouTube, but I just won't look at my portfolio. I have a general idea of where my portfolio is when the market, but I don't, all those red down arrows, they don't help your mental health. So You just have to accept times that the market's not going to be very favorable. The market's going to look good. Sometimes the market's not going to look good. But just staring at the market going down and staring at you losing money at that moment could only prone you to make an investment decision that's not going to be in your best interest. So once again, just to recap, arrange your portfolio so you can sleep at night no matter what happens next. When the market does sell off, have a plan to buy stocks that you want that are now on sale. And finally, when in doubt, just ignore the market. So I think you follow those 3 steps, you'll be able to handle any market sell-off really well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and go ahead and subscribe and turn on notifications. I do multiple daily updates on stocks, options, and stock trading strategies. Thanks a lot.